I ain't gonna lie, the first ow, I thought I was gonna hit anywho. California governor wants the internet to laugh with him. But the receipts you're about to see will wipe any smirk he has on his face, from sanctuary crimes to fraud pipelines to lawsuits that can blow up his entire machine. Now, Trump dropped this clip, Newsom flailing in a mean boxing match right here with the Michael Jackson hee-haws. That's all fine for jokes, right? But California families don't live in memes. They live with the fallout of his policies. And when the laugh fades, here's the reality. This isn't about punching bags. It's about who gets hurt when the rules are bent.
Detectives say that 26-year-old Gokhan Bagsi assaulted children at the Mather Child Care Center. Investigators opened the case after a mother reported her 6-year-old daughter may have been abused. Forensic interviews in Turkish revealed possible additional victims. Detectives urge anyone with information to give them a call.
This absolutely makes no sense. Sacramento, a twice deported, not once, but twice deported illegal alien shielded under sanctuary law, now charged with inappropriate relations with a minor at a daycare. This isn't a one-off thing, though, which makes it even more unfortunate. It's what happens when you build policy on protecting status instead of protecting our American children. The left says it's humane. You tell me, what's humane about this headline? I almost cursed. What's humane about this? And if you think the sanctuary scam stops at crime, look at how it's bled into the benefits system.
So I'm hearing a lot of talk about how Trump is clearing out a lot of that Section 8 fraud. It was fraud for illegal immigrants. And as a woman that grew up in Southern California, I saw exactly how they did it and what they did and how they were able to get away with it for so long. So how they would do it is, when you fill out these applications, there is a box that asks you. Now, they'll initially ask you for your social security number and date of birth, whatever. Mm-hmm. But there's a box that said, check here if you do not have a social security number. Mm-hmm. Once you check that box, baby, you're a celebrity after that. Now, this isn't just for Hispanics, because we know illegal immigrants come in from all cultures. But the border is right there. Hello. So the women and children would come over and they'll apply to all this aid. They'll check that box, do not have a social security number. And then they will get immediate assistance. They'll get the Section 8. They'll get cash assistance. They'll get EBT. They'll get free lunch for the kids. They'll get ESL. They'll get free tutoring. They'll get everything they need, right? Because they're not a citizen, so they need the emergency help. But here's what they would do. The men would be there too. They just wouldn't include them on any paperwork. The men would be in the home, but the men would go to work. All while they woman and children are getting all this free everything. They would go to work. They would do construction, get paid under the table. Odd jobs, handyman work, paid under the table. Fix cars, paid under the table. Have a food stand or food truck, cash only. Okay, selling whatever they can sell, reselling, doing whatever they can, all under the table. And the women would do it too. So they getting all this money, cash only, tax free, no proof of anything, and living high off the hog, off of our money that we're actually paying, off the government, off the handouts that they say we take. That's how they were doing it. Kids getting free lunch and everything. Okay, so that's how they were getting. It's fraud. It's fraud. And that's how they were able to get away with doing all that and getting Section 8. Mind you, I applied for Section 8 way back in 2016. They sending me stuff for a 2-bedroom. I got 3 kids. 2-bedroom apartment. 8 years later. What? But there's even proof of that on TikTok. There's a family that be selling them hot dogs. They're in Bakersfield. They be selling them hot dogs with the bacon wrapped around it, cash only. You think they're paying taxes on that? Do you think they're paying? You think they're reporting that to the government? No, they're not. But that's how they've been doing it. That's how they've been getting away with it. The men, they be out there making money. And even the women, they be out there making money. Cash only, tax free, with the handouts of the government. And I don't understand how people are mad at this unless they're the ones benefiting from it. But yeah, they need to get them up off Section 8. And this isn't even just for the illegal immigrants, but the people that been on it for generations too. Y'all need to get up off of it because nobody else can get on. And people need it, especially right now. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with this one. Again, I don't agree with everything Trump does. This one I agree with. I've always known what they've been doing. Again, grew up in Southern California. I seen it with my own eyes. I know what they're doing because how are y'all on Section 8, free lunch, and all of that, and y'all driving around in a brand new Escalade when Escalades, were popular. Y'all got Lexuses and Benzes and high on the hog.
Yeah, it can be very infuriating, but she laid it bare, man. Section 8 fraud as a lifestyle. Yeah, check the box, hide the income, rack in taxpayer-funded perks while working cash jobs under the table. And Newsom's crew call it, I was going to say equality, equity. Make sure I get that word right. No, this is theft. That's what it is. Theft from every citizen waiting years on a housing list while others game the system and run it up for everything that they got. In broad daylight at that. And when you build fraud into the foundation, you've got to hide the numbers to keep it alive.
We all know California is a sanctuary state. That policy is costing California taxpayers billions and billions of your dollars out there. Gavin, you spend all of those billions of taxpayer dollars on services for people that broke our laws, did not respect our borders, our sovereignty. Maybe you can explain how this is in any way fair to actual legal hardworking, very high-paying taxpayers in your state. And by the way, how come you don't track the immigrant status of criminals? In other words, you don't keep track of it. Are you afraid that Californians might end up being shocked to know all the crimes that are committed by illegals that you are helping to hide from public view with sanctuary state status? Now, we know illegals are committing crimes in California. We know the illegal immigrant truck driver that just killed 3 people in my free state of Florida got a CDL from your state. We know he can barely speak English. We know now he didn't understand road signs. Do you have anything to say, Gavin, to the families of the people that this guy killed? People of my state would like answers.
Kennedy put it simple, man. Why don't you track the immigration status of criminals? Because if you refuse to count it, you can claim it doesn't exist. Imagine a governor who brags about crime dropping while literally ordering the state not to measure one of the biggest drivers of public fear. That's not safety, y'all. That's censorship with a budget. And when hiding the truth isn't enough, they rig the map to stay in power.
I'm announcing today that I will file a lawsuit today in federal court. We're outside the federal...
Hold on, I want you to say it louder, my guy.
I'm announcing today that I will file a lawsuit today in federal court. We're outside the federal building in Orange County. I'm filing a lawsuit to stop Gavin Newsom's grotesque assault on our democracy. Gavin Newsom's attempt to make a Democrat vote in California worth 8 times a Republican vote in California. This is obscene. We're going to try and stop it every way we can. And we're going to try and stop him wasting $250 million of our money on what is effectively a contribution to his presidential campaign. We are filing this lawsuit in federal court. This is not like the previous lawsuits filed by Republicans that have filed in California courts. This is federal court. And we are filing that today. We're going to stop Gavin Newsom's obscene assault on our democracy. Thank you very much.
So a federal lawsuit now targets Newsom's redistricting power grab. Well, one Democrat vote could count as 8 Republican votes. That's not democracy, y'all. That's hostage politics, man. And the worst part, they're raiding $250 million of your money to bankroll it like a campaign slush fund. And it's not just challengers calling it out, y'all. The heat is spreading across the state lines.
This is Congressman Ronnie Jackson from the great state of Texas, coming to you today from Washington, D.C. I wanted to make everybody aware of the fact that on Friday, I filed a lawsuit against greasy Governor Gavin Newsom for his illegal and unconstitutional efforts to redistrict the state of California. Now, he has stated that this is in direct retaliation towards the state of Texas for our recent legal and appropriate efforts to redistrict in our state. I also requested from the judge today a restraining order to prevent this illegal initiative from ending up on the ballot in November in the state of California. I'll let you know how this goes. You can follow up and I'll keep you up to date on how this goes. But I want to tell Governor Newsom directly right now. Governor, you need to focus on the disaster that you have created during your tenure as governor in the state of California. Your state is an absolute embarrassment. You are doing this because you are trying to increase your name recognition and trying to get some attention so that you have a better chance for running for president in the next presidential election. I tell you that most people in this country see this for what it is. The people of California have already spoken on this issue. They created a commission to redistrict in their state. They did this so people like you, politicians that want to weaponize their power and their authority, would not take this process over for political and personal reasons. We are going to sue you and we are going to win this. And once again, focus on the job at hand. The people of California elected you to do a job, and you are too concerned about your own personal political promotion to do your job. Do your damn job.
Now, this is Texas Rep. Ronnie Jackson. Newsom is too busy running for president in his head to govern California. If your state's collapsing because you're obsessed with the White House, you're not a leader, bro. You're not. You're a liability. Meanwhile, the culture inside California's own institutions is feeding this chaos. So what you are watching is the California state professor who threw tear gas at ICE agents. Now, this is old footage for sure. This is footage that came out, but it's a updated story. He now faces 20 years in prison for this event, this stunt that he pulled when they were raiding a marijuana farm. Yeah. I mean, FO, several wrote up under here. Actions have consequences, but 20 years feels insane. Nick sort of said, you're right. Federal agents should have used him as a target practice instead. Look, Cal State professor, got indicted for throwing tear gas at ICE during a raid. This is the rot you've got people paid to teach the next generation literally attacking law enforcement. And when academia cheers lawlessness, you don't graduate problem solvers, you graduate agitators. And that activist energy costs money. And guess whose money? Your money.
As your governor, I promise you, whatever challenges come our way, I will always lead the California way.
You literally insane.
I say that's the California way.
You guys are really awesome. Thank you so much.
Based on compassion.
I mean, if we're going to be realistic, they pay you to be homeless here.
Common sense.
Clean and sober is one of the biggest damn mistakes this country's ever made. We all need to self-medicate periodically.
Telling the truth. Telling the truth. Treasuring our diversity.
Use the fist to hit my...
Telling the truth.
I gotta make sure I edit that.
Following science. Protecting our planet.
Love like yours will surely come my way.
Gavin Newsom, courage through crisis.
As your governor, I promise you, whatever challenges come
Please
our
say
way,
courage
I will
through crisis.
always lead the California.
$128 billion. No, I'm not laughing at what's happening to Californians, man. Please be intellectually honest with yourself and know where those giggles came from. And know in shape or form were they meant to be malicious. But $128 billion going to a train that doesn't exist. $37 billion on homelessness. And the tents only multiply. Billions missing in water storage while what do you call them things? I was finna call them, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I was finna call them reserves. But I think there's like reservoirs or something like that. Reservoirs run dry, those big water things. Look, I get it. I should know. And yet Newsom still finds time for his hair gel. That's California's leisure. Failure wrapped in PR. So I say, man, don't let the memes distract you. Behind the laughs are arrests, fraud, indictments, lawsuits, and billions of dollars missing. This isn't leadership, it's looting, if you ask me. So here's the question you need to answer in the comments. If sanctuary shields and cookbooks are all that California can offer, do you believe this man deserves any higher office, or should the political career stop cold, like right here? Put stop in Newsom in the comments if you made it to the end of this video. Y'all be safe. Go check on somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.